Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marte. I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I am going to show you guys the new palette from LH Cosmetics. It's the first time I'm trying the brand, and this palette is called Attitude Academia. It's part of their manga collection and it's such a beautiful palette. And I also picked up a bunch of their eyeliners. So I have all of these shades and a black, but I don't know where I put the black, and I also already have another black that I'm using right now. But I'm going to show you swatches of these and a foundation. So I will be showing you guys all of those things. And I almost forgot, I also got this cream blush, but I have not tried this yet, but I will be swatching it for you. So if you want to see first the swatches of all of the products and then how I created this look using a lot of these products, then please keep on watching. Firstly, I just want to show you guys how the palette looks like. On the outside it has this manga art, I guess you could say. And when you go to the inside, you can see this gorgeous, gorgeous color story. It has some pinks, some purples, some greens, and a few neutral ones. And it does remind me a little bit of the Kaleidos makeup, what was it called? Flower Punk palette. As you can see, there are 5 different duochromes. The only shimmer that is not a duochrome is the green one. So you do have 6 shimmers, and then you have mattes, and they have a really nice variety of colors, and I feel like the color story is just gorgeous. Here are the 2 ombre blushes that I got. The orangey yellow one is called Henrietta, and this one is called Rosetta. And I will say these look so much lighter than they did on the website. I can just leave a few pictures up so you can like see them compared to how they actually look. And yeah, they're very different, but I mean, they're still pretty, but if you have a deeper skin tone, I don't really think you should get these because they are quite light. And I did swatch them here. So here we have Rosetta, which is the kind of pinky one. So this is the lightest side, this is the deepest side, and then this is the lightest side and the deepest side on the shade Henrietta. So there you have those. Here we also have the eyeliners. I will leave them up in the order that I have swatched them from left to right, so you can see which names belong to which one of them. And they have a ton of eyeliners. These, when I swatched them the first time, stayed on my hand through shower and washing my hands several times and really trying to rub them off, and they did not budge. So I do really have high hopes that these will be long lasting, but I haven't used them on my eyes until now when I used the green one in my waterline. So I can't really say too much about that. Then we have this shade. This is the cream blush in the shade Creamsicle, and it looks like this. So I did just take a little scoop out, and I just figured I could try to like blend it out so you can see how that goes. Obviously now I've had it on my hand for a little bit, but I mean, it seems like it blends nicely and it's a really beautiful shade. The foundation I have in the shade Cotton, and I did record a little bit of me applying it, so I will just show you that. It is relatively full or not full coverage, but I think you can build on it, but I tried to make it as little coverage as possible because that's my preference, and I could build it up underneath my eye because this one is called Double Trouble and is meant as both a concealer and a foundation. So it's really handy if you want to just bring one product when you're traveling, for example. And I did find that this covers enough, at least for me, for the under eye, and I have pretty bad discoloration on my under eyes. So I would say that I really like this product, and I have been using it for like, I think this might be the 5th day that I'm using it. So it's been holding up really beautifully and it does not separate. Yeah, it's a really nice foundation actually. When it comes to the swatches of the eyeshadow palette, I am just going to do them off camera, but here you can see how it looks like on my finger. This is the first shimmer. I'm going to do the shimmers first and then the mattes. And I will say that the shimmers are a little bit thin and they do apply better with a brush, which also my friend Faces by Gina kind of warned me about. So that's just something to point, that they will maybe hard pan a little bit, or at least not be easy to pick up when you use your finger. So here are all of the shimmers swatched out, and as usual I will be using my flashlight to show you guys the duochrome-ness of the shadows. So you can see the top one is like a pink to peachy orange. It's really beautiful. I feel like I should mention it that most of these, as you can see, are topper shades. The second one is a beautiful kind of turquoise to blue, almost a little bit green here in the corner right here. And then we have one that is more purple to gold. Reminds me a little bit of the Vina, is it Kasukuls or Runts? But of course this one is a lot more subtle, but if you use a glitter glue you will be able to build these up. Then we have the only one that is not a duochrome, it's this gorgeous olive metallic-y green. And then the two last ones, this one is more of like a blue to purple shifting shadow. I used this on my eye, so you will be able to see that on top of a deeper base. And then the other one, which is this bottom one, is the one that I used on the inner parts of my lid, which you will also see how it looks like on a little bit of a deeper base. And this, I don't even know, it's like, I don't know, blue to gold through green. It's kind of hard to explain, and I don't even know if you can actually see the shifts that I'm talking about, but I can definitely see them in real life. So I just figured I would try to show you quite close up so you can see all the sparkles, because these are relatively sparkly topper shades. Here I swatched out all of the mattes so you can see. I feel like this is a like super gorgeous color story. All of them are quite pigmented. The only one that is not super pigmented is the yellow, but it worked nicely on the lid. And all of the rest feels very, like they feel very pigmented. And I really like the combination of the teal, the green, yellow, purples, and the brown. So you can use those with, for example, the peachy pink shade and make a more neutral or warm look. So those are all of the mattes swatched out now. For this look that I'm going to do, I was thinking I would start out with this one because this seems like it's going to be super deep. So I will use this one in the outer corner. I will blend it out to this super bright purple. If I need to mute it down, I will use this pink. And then I'm going to like blend that deeper purple into these greens and possibly use a little bit of the yellow in the inner parts of my crease. And for the lid, I really want to use this one because it looks so electric and beautiful. And then I was thinking maybe this one for the inner parts where I have more of the greens. And yeah, that is my plan. So I'm just going to start out, and I'm using my 0122 brush by Glam. And I do have two different primers on right now, which is of course my Smashbox eye primer to prevent creasing, and then I do have my Glam eye base, but not really on the lid right here, just because I'm scared of getting creasing. So I do have to kind of dip into the pan quite a bit, but it does seem to really transfer on the lid as it looks in the pan. If there are any odd sounds in the background, it's just my dog. But yeah, this is looking okay. It's just before I get into the purple transition shade, I'm going to use the green and kind of do the deepest shades first. As you can see, these are pretty hard pressed. Now we really went in there, and there's a little bit of kick up, but not at all a lot. So as you can see, I did manage to make this, like I barely blended more after getting off the camera, but I feel like it did blend really beautifully. Now this shade is extremely pigmented. I don't know, I really like this one, but I do also get some fallout, but again, I picked up a lot. But look at how easy it's blending though. That's really nice. Now I'm going to dip into this one, and then afterwards I will be using these two. So I will be placing this basically on top of that muted purpley brown shade, and I only want this like by itself just a tiny bit. I'm being very gentle when placing the shadow just because I would rather be a little bit more careful than to just get a lot of pigment immediately. It's better to like build up the color. Now I'm stamping it down right here because I do want a little bit more of that gorgeous bright purple shade. And then I'm also adding the same shade underneath here. And I'm just switching to this R101 brush by What's Up Beauty because I want some more precision right here. And here you can really see the color of this gorgeous purple shade. And before I do some more blending here, I just want to make sure that I set the base. So I'm just taking my translucent setting powder right here and really making sure that it's dry everywhere here. And then I'm just going to start with the green before I finish off the blending. For this shade, I'm using my Stasi Alex brush in WG2. Oh, that is so pigmented and beautiful. And it blends so easily. As I said, I will be saving up a little space just here in the very inner corner for that yellow shade. I just think that would look really cool. And you know what? I'm just going to use that same brush without cleaning it. And then we're trying the yellow. Okay, upon first application, it doesn't look that pigmented. So not super pigmented, that yellow, but it's still really beautiful. So I'm really happy with how this is looking this far. I mean, the blend is really nice, and I didn't even work on it yet, so that's nice. It looks like the green is deepening up a little bit, so I'll just work a little bit on the blending off camera, and we'll see what I will do for the lower lash line, and then I'm going to apply the shimmers, of course. Just to kind of try most of the mattes here, I'm going to use this one for the lower lash line. I did clean off my brush, and I'm just going to blend that into the purple over there. This one really picked up a lot, so need to be a little bit careful here. Seems very... okay, sorry. I was totally out of frame, but this one seems to be really pigmented. I think I picked up enough for both sides almost. So I'm really impressed with these mattes actually. Not that I'm so surprised, because I heard my friend Faces by Gina said that they were really good. So I'm just going to add some Glam glue on top of my lid, and then I will be going in with the shade Senpai right here. And then what else do I want to use? Well, I think I will just stick to this one. And this is the finished look. I really liked how it turned out. I feel like the shimmers are very sparkly and pretty. Although they're like topper shades, I feel like it makes them a lot more versatile, because it depends on what you wear underneath them. So you can totally clean up the lid and add some more lighter base if you don't want them to be that duochrome or that deep, and you will definitely have a completely different look. The mattes in this palette, they're just so gorgeous, and I really do like them. They're so beautiful, and in general I feel like this is a really nice color story. So I'm really excited to have this for spring. I feel like it's a perfect spring palette, and I'm so excited to have found this brand, and I will definitely be keeping an eye on whatever releases they might have in the future. I really enjoy the foundation, which I already mentioned. It's a really beautiful foundation. It looks quite natural and it lasts a long time on the skin. When it comes to the blushes, I'm not completely convinced yet, just because I was a little bit disappointed as to like what I was expecting them to be from looking at their website and ordering until like seeing them in real life and them being just kind of bland. But it applied beautifully as well, and it was pigmented enough, and I mean they're okay blushes. The liners seem to be really nice and really long lasting, but still I cannot say anything more about them because I have to wear them more. But they do have a lot of different colors, which is really good, and I'm excited to be trying them more. Anyway, I think that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed all of the swatches and the gorgeous, gorgeous palette from LH Cosmetics called Attitude Academia. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Bye!